I don't know whether moving from a district vehicle to another district vehicle amounts to stealing. And I don't know whether I don't have the powers to instruct the OC mechanics to move from a vehicle they were trying to sell at 300,000 before we have bought our vehicles. And when the engine of the vehicle I am using has run its life of 500,000 years, 500,000 miles, I don't know whether I don't have the powers to instruct the OC mechanics to move an engine from a redundant vehicle to one which is moving. And be completed without this engine and the gearbox that needs to be recovered and exhibited for purposes of trial against the applicant. B, that the applicant is the LC5 chairperson of Busia District Local Government, a position he can use to influence the investigations to frustrate the prosecution's case. C, that on the 2nd of May 2025, when the applicant was arrested at a washing bay in Setamukono, he threatened to shoot the arresting officer. And this is the reason why earlier on the prosecution made a prayer that this application be deferred and to be handled on the 8th of May 2025. D, that the accused person, despite having been properly summoned, refused to go to the police to record a statement. That this demonstrates an elusive character on the side of the applicant. I was asked not to grant this application. Counsel Kuku James, for the applicant, referred this court to the authority of Punch versus the Public, 1967 EA at page 965, and submitted that was held in that case that objections of this kind that have been presented by the prosecution should have been through a statement of an oath or an affidavit before the authority online, and I was unable to get it in the way counsel cited it. As regards the threat to shoot the arresting officer, counsel submitted that that charge is not before court, and that the applicant's being in Kampala is not strange given the nature of his work. Besides, the applicant has not abandoned his work as the LC5 chairperson of Busia District Local Government. In an application like the one before me, this court is guided by section 77(2) of the Magistrates Courts Act. It lists the conditions to be considered by court on whether or not to grant such an application. And the following conditions are listed there in A, the nature of the accusation; B, the gravity of the charge and severity of the punishment; C, past antecedents of the applicant; D, whether the applicant has a fixed place of abode within the jurisdiction of court; E, the likelihood to interfere with the investigations. These same conditions have been expounded in a more detailed manner under Rule 13 of the Constitutional Bail Guidelines, Constitution Bail Guidelines for Courts of Judicature Practice Directions 2022. To pay cash of 3 million shillings in the bank. 2, each of the sureties shall execute a non-cash bond of 12 million shillings. And 3, let the vehicle which has the engine and the gearbox be surrendered to the police as agreed. And 3, this case is fixed for mention on the 8th of May 2025. And earlier on I made orders for disclosure. I don't know whether the state said they are still investigating. I think that that order will have to be considered with such modification.
It's just within the normal way of doing my duty to my clients. So I'm neither excited and I'm not sad. It's normal. It's a normal situation.
The objections.
The objections, they were totally malicious. They didn't have any foundation in law and in fact. They only showed that there is a vendetta against my client. Actually, when the election process is starting, so they want to throw him out of his seat. But others, we don't see any criminality disclosed at all in the charges against him.
Atulo.